The three most important things to always find out is hungry, willing, and coachable. That's what you're actually evaluating. And then if those three are 10 out of 10, hungry, willing, coachable, the fourth one is resourceful. It's not about having resources, it's about being resourceful to come up with the resources and get creative. Hello. All right, let's jam out. 1 second, I gotta have some of this protein. Oh yeah, it's that good stuff. Okay, so hey Balazs, I'm super excited about our call this Monday. Let's go. That's today. It's also my 30th birthday. Awesome. Let's go. I'm looking forward to leveling up in our call. I've got a few questions. First, I'm thrilled to be attending the Race to Freedom event next weekend. Amazing that you're coming. That's super exciting. I had a breakthrough on Valentine's Day that I needed to invite people, so I've had just under 2 weeks. I've got an ad running and a couple of posts about it, but no bites yet. What would you suggest to attract people in a short time frame? And what should I focus on once they're there? Second, on regular lead generation. Okay, let's talk about events first. So
Mhm.
your chances of getting people to come to an event from ads and content is not very high. It is more like where do you live versus where's the event? Like, are you in the neighborhood? Are you far away? Or where are you at?
I am in Florida, so I'm
Okay.
going to California, and my ad is being run to California.
You know anybody who lives in California?
Like two people.
Bring them.
Bring, well, I don't know if they want to come. I'll ask though. That's a good idea.
It's not about, I don't know if they want to come, I'll ask them. It's like, we're going to this event.
Okay.
You have to remember that in a scenario that has any room for, do you feel like going? Are you free? Do you got anything going on this weekend? That kind of shit. The automatic answer is I'm busy. Sorry, maybe next time, right?
That
It,
makes sense.
it's the certainty of like, hey, listen, this is meant to be. I live in Florida. I just found out an event in California. It's in your neighborhood. We got to go together. It's going to be life changing. I'll pick you up at this time. Let's go. And they're like, okay, fine. I'm coming. Like, clear your schedule. You'll thank me later. It's on me. I'll grab your ticket. I'll take us out for dinner, my treat. Just kind of like sweeten the pot. And obviously, I don't want you
Mhm.
to have this massive expense if it's outside of your budget. That's not what I'm saying. But something that's like, damn, right? And then the person goes, when was the last time someone called me and said, pack your shit, I'm picking you up at 6 and we're going to this event. It's going to change your life. Like, does that happen to all of you guys like every day of the week? Is that like a normal thing? Or has it literally
Mhm.
never happened before? See the difference? Instead of like, hey,
Mhm.
what's up? What are you doing this weekend? You want to come to this thing? And they're like, nah. And then they just end up watching Netflix and doing nothing. So that's how you have to think about it is you give people no way to back out because the way that you presented it is so unusual, so certain, so exciting, so different that it's like that curiosity of, I wonder what this is about. I gotta check it out. Like, I gotta go.
Mhm.
You want them to feel that way.
Right. So if I can't afford their ticket right now, because this was like a stretch for me, and I'm very glad I'm going, and I don't regret it at all. But how is a good way to like say, by the way, you're buying your ticket? You know what I mean? Danny, I'm in a meeting. Sorry. Love you.
I mean,
See, that's a little bit difficult. If I
no, no,
had the money, that would be
I'm trying to,
easy.
I'm trying to think if like what I would actually do versus what I should tell you to do is a good option. So here's how I play this game. Okay, this is how I
Mhm.
do things in my life. I rather ask for forgiveness than for permission. So like I show up with these friends, they don't have a ticket. I go in the room, I sit down, and we all pretend we got tickets. Not saying this is necessarily the best thing to do. It's not my event. I don't want to be the one that like, but I'm just t telling you like that's how I think. I'm like, bro, if
Mhm.
someone's gonna be like, "Where's your ticket?" We'll figure it out when someone says, "Where's your ticket?"
Right.
Sometimes at global convention, there'll be like in the past, they haven't done this in the last couple of years, but in the past, they would have them in like, let's say Las Vegas, and
Mhm.
they would put it on the schedule, the flyer, and they would say 682-3 and above meeting at this time on like the first day. And there's people that are like, I'm not 682-3 right now, but I am 682-3 up here. And I know I will be one day. So, hey, consider that an invitation for me to go to the 682-3 meeting. And then they're sitting next to me and they're like all excited and want to take a selfie and shit. And I'm like, do I know you? Like, you're not a dash three. And they're like, well, 4A. And I'm like, nice.
Mhm.
Respect. So this is what I'm getting at. Okay. So typically what I would say is you're going to go to this event. If there's not enough chairs, they can stand in the back of the room. They can find a way. They could be a guest. You could let the organizer know, hey, I brought two prospects. They're my guests. And more times than not, it's going to be okay.
That's
So
good to know.
that's my answer. This is
I
how
love it.
this is how I roll. It's like if you feel like you belong in the room, get in the room, right? And then the details about it, the because 99.9% of people would never do that. They would never go to the 6A2-3 meeting when they're not 6A2-3.
Hmm.
See what I'm saying? So therefore, it's not
Yeah.
like you're going to get 3,000 extra people show up to the meeting. You're going to get five. And those five, no one's going to notice. You see what I'm saying? So like I've
Yeah.
done this time and time again. Like now I'm trying to do this in like billionaires' houses, like just walk into their house, be like, I work here. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm still trying to get to the next level and like inviting myself into places and rooms because I would rather just be like, oops, I didn't know. But find a way. And like I said, sometimes like the thing is like what are the chances that you're in Florida going to California and you happen to have two friends that you know in California? Like
True.
all I hear is those two people are meant to be with you at that event.
Right.
That's all I hear, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's the cost for success sometimes is doing stuff like
Hmm.
this. Like even I'll give you another example. At some of the previous conventions, people are like, I can't afford a hotel room. I only have money to for the flight to get there. And then the hotels have these policies where you can only have four people sleeping in a room. And if you have an
Hmm.
extra person in the room, you got to pay some other fee. And you know what I mean? Because they don't want like 10 people in a room. You think anybody listened to that shit back in the day when we had no money?
Hmm.
No, there's people literally like sharing beds, sleeping on the floor, bringing sleeping bags, sleeping in the car. Some people even slept at the airport. Some people slept in the hotel lobby on those like super comfortable couches that they have, which are basically beds, right? When you have no money, that's basically a bed. So like you just find a way. People wake you up, they're like, bro, you're sleeping in the lobby. It's like, oh, sorry, I fell asleep. And the next thing you know, a few years later, they're a millionaire.
Hmm.
That's a cool story. See
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
So that's how I
Yeah.
would do it. Okay, so your second question
Got
was
it.
when we have unemployed leads, do you recommend bypassing them or evaluating their situation? Is there a time when it's worth the conversation or not? I have often kept the combos in the DMs and shared the webinar if I felt it made sense to do so. Lastly, if time allows, could you review one or two of my current ads? Feedback on them to improve lead quality. Thanks so much. I appreciate your time. Looking forward to Monday and the event. Okay, so unemployed is not necessarily like a bad thing. Sometimes the most hungry and motivated people are unemployed going through a hard, difficult time in life. And sometimes they're the ones who want it the most. So the three most important things to always find out is hungry, willing, and coachable. That's what you're actually evaluating. And then if those three are 10 out of 10, hungry, willing, coachable, the fourth one is resourceful. It's not about having resources, it's about being resourceful to come up with the resources and get creative. And I heard a story a long time ago from one of my friends that I learned so much from, and it's always just stuck with me as a great example. So let's say you knew the perceived value of something, and we'll use just an example of like a supercar or something like that. So let's say it was like a Lamborghini, really nice, brand new car, mint condition, and you can go on Google and put the model of that car in, and it will come up and say this car is 400 grand. Like that's what people pay for this vehicle, as an example. And you get a phone call from someone and says, "Hey, listen, I'm moving out of town and I'm trying to get rid of my Lamborghini. It's a $400,000 brand new, mint condition, perfect. I'm gonna give it to you clean. It's yours. You don't owe me anything. But you have to give me 250 grand for it. I'm gonna give you $150,000 off. Or let's just say not 250 grand, 150 grand for it. It's a $400,000 car. You know that you could turn around and flip it and sell it for that amount. And you can buy it from me cash for $150,000, but you have to have the money for me by Sunday at midnight. And this person has no money and they're broke. What do you think that person would do between now and Sunday to try to come up with $150,000?
I have no idea.
Call people,
Borrowing, asking
borrowing,
for
go to the
loans,
bank, ask for a loan,
sell things they have if they want it bad enough.
sell shit, refinance their house. Like all of a sudden, there's all these creative things like, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. Maybe I could borrow money from my uncle and ask money from my mom and, come up with it. And then I'll get the 150, buy the car, sell it, pay everybody back and still be profitable. See what I mean? Like all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, this person who's like, I don't even have $5 to get a Starbucks turns around and is looking for $150,000 in 72 hours. What changed? What changed to make that person act this way?
Desire, like what they want, like really just saying, I'm going to get this, I'm going to do it.
The main thing that changed is the guarantee of the value,
Guarantee.
right? It's an established value based upon the perceived cost for them, the deal, the gap. I pay 150, it's worth 400. That's a smoking deal. How do I make it happen? Now, the biggest problem with the Nagic and these products and trifectas and K8s and all the products is that that perceived value, there is no guarantee, there is no promise, there is no you'll make 400 grand if you buy this. There's a possibility that you could, but there's also a chance you make zero, right? So the people that are resourceful are the ones going, if I can find a way to come up with this money to get an opportunity to do this, then the sky's the limit in terms of what I can create. There's no promises or guarantees I will, but it gives me the option that I can. And that takes a certain type of person who's hungry, willing, coachable, and resourceful. Now, if that's you, I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if none of that stuff. But I'm also not going to sit there and follow up with you, be like, hey, did you come up with the money? Did you figure it out? I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like, yo, this is in your court. Like you're gonna come to me and be like, I got the money. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna take action, and then I'll support you because I know you're a unique person who just happened to be in bad circumstances temporarily, but your attitude, your mindset, like your ambition, your goals, your dreams are much greater than your current realities. So therefore, like it's all good. But when you have the same thing, unemployed, victim mentality, complaining, it's everyone else's fault, taking zero responsibility, just being negative and a downer, and you're like, ugh, like you just want to barf just listening to anything that comes out of their mouth. It's like absolutely zero fucking chance. Like we're not working together. So we don't have to make it based on their employment status. We have to make it based on who they are, their character, their mindset, how they speak, and all these other things. And then hungry, willing, coachable, and resourceful. If those check off the box, then I would take the next step with them and try to help them.
Okay. And finding out like these qualities, hungry, willing, coachable, and resourceful, what are like the best ways to do that? I mean, can you sometimes, I mean, like an applicant will be unemployed and they have like very, very vague answers. Like how is the best way to kind of find out these things about that person? Start, especially for someone new like me. What are some things that you recommend to figure that out?
Well, you're basically summarizing what I said is, hey, listen, typically I wouldn't work with someone who is unemployed. However, if you could share with me some reasons why you will find a way to make this happen, to be resourceful, to come up with the money, to get creative. And you can also share with me like how hungry you are to win. How hungry are you to change your life? Like how motivated are you? So it's that type of question. You don't have to ask it in some fancy way. You just ask it directly. Like, are you willing to do what is necessary for long enough until you win? Yes or no? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? Are you coachable? Will you listen? Will you follow in the footsteps of those who came before you and actually take action on a scale of 1 to 10? So it's like very direct. And then
Mm-hmm.
based off that, if they still give you like a vague answer, wishy-washy, ghost you, don't reply to you, get intimidated by the questions or any of that, then that just tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah,
But
that gave me a lot of insight.
you have to remember that it's a sales process where it's like, why should I work with you? Why should I help you? Why should I show this to you?